But right now on the couch, I have with me Bailey Ann Devall.
Yeah, Devall,
Devall,
you got it.
Bailey Ann Devall, everybody. I should have asked you before. Welcome to the
Thank
show.
you, thank
Welcome to the
you.
show. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
So, a little bit of history. I don't know. Let's ask who you are. What do you do?
I'm a professional musician.
Nice.
I just lost my professional musician job, so right now I'm an unemployed professional musician.
We
Partially,
love
of
it.
course,
Unemployment
right?
here. Unemployment's
Aren't we
amazing.
all? Aren't we all?
But during high school and during college, I played with a metal band for like 4 or 5 years.
Do you want to drop the name?
Yeah, Ezekiel Spaceship, and
Ezekiel
it was
Spaceship.
rad as fuck.
Yeah, legit band.
Yeah, good shit.
I heard Green Zeus used to enjoy them. Green Zeus, you
Yeah,
liked?
Green
They were
Zeus.
perhaps one of my most favorite bands of the mortals.
Oh, Green Zeus
See?
agrees. Green
And
Zeus
mine
agrees.
We
soon,
kicked ass.
hopefully.
So, so either way, that's going on.
All right,
So
I dig it.
Bailey, what first got you into metal music? What sort of stuff do you enjoy?
So the first thing that got me into metal was a significant other who was
Okay.
like, "You have to listen to this stuff," and I
So
was
you
like,
were pushed into it.
I really was. I was
Okay.
pushed head first into metal and just like, look at it. And I was like, all right, I don't really enjoy this. So I started deviating and trying to find metal I did enjoy.
Okay.
And I found that I like a lot more melodic
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah.
So I think there's a misconception about metal that it has to be like heavy and chugging and all this double bass stuff.
Yeah.
But you know, there is some, right? There's a softer side to it that a lot of people don't like see as metal from the outside. But once you're in it, you're like, all
Yeah.
right, I can see that. That's.
I'm sorry, Bailey.
I love
Keaton,
it.
are you
I can't-
eating a jalapeno
He's
right
just
now?
munching on it.
I
I'm
can't
like,
hold it in anymore.
I dig it.
I have a pocket full
Do you
of
have
peppers.
another one? I
A
don't know.
pocket full of-
Well, see, it's a one-person meal.
Keaton, thank you for bringing peppers to the show. What kind of peppers are you eating?
Well, I got a jalapeno, I got some habaneros and some serranos.
So you're just gonna try to heat yourself out this whole episode?
Well, it's a little chilly in here.
Cool.
I got my coat on.
Cool.
We can work it out.
All right. Hey,
I love it.
we allow snacks here in the building. So sorry, Bailey. Sorry to
No
interrupt.
apologies.
But either way, we're talking about metal. So, like you said, you were kind of pushed into it, but you enjoy more melodic stuff. So with
Yeah.
the melodic stuff, me and Keenan were talking. We're like the riffy. You know, if it's got a groove, if it's got, I think music, no matter the brutality or the heaviness of it, you can have this sort of like catchy mentality with it. Are there any bands you kind of point to? Any kind of bands that are your go-tos?
Yeah, I would look at bands like Insomnium if you
Okay.
really want to look at like melodic guitar. I would look at A Perfect Circle and Tool if you want to
Yeah.
look at more melodic vocals,
Yeah,
or like
classic.
Blind Guardian or anyone like that if you really want like melody,
Yeah, that's
which
cool.
you know it exists. It's
That
just
power metal.
yeah,
territory.
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a huge genre that you can't point to be like that's metal, that's not metal, that's metal, that's not metal.
Well,
just
Even
solely
like Baroness, we can
Yeah.
go and Mastodon.
Yeah.
We'll get there later
Yeah.
though.
Well, I think that's an interesting thing, and let me ask you this. So, like, I feel like metal is getting more and more accessible. I feel like you're saying, it's this broad genre that can fit all these different pockets. Now, do you think that's a good thing? Do you think that's a bad thing? What do you think are some of the factors, like,
I mean,
contributing to that?
it's hard to say that it's good or bad
Yeah.
objectively. I'm sure it has its positives and it has its negatives, you know. The pro with it being accessible is, yeah, more people are going to like metal. There's going to be more metal music out there.
Yeah.
And I guess the con to that is there's going to be more shitty music out there.
Yeah.
But there's also going to be more good stuff. So it's really a trade-off.
I will say too, it's like when you got bands like Mastodon winning the Grammys.
Yeah, yeah,
and whatever,
exactly.
you
Yeah.
know, it's like that band has worked very fucking hard to get where they are.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, sure, we will say that bands like that have evolved.
How's that jalapeno treating you?
It's great. I love spicy things. And
Okay.
sure, maybe my body cries, but I love it. It's very important. But
Okay.
bands like Mastodon,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
they evolved. You know, they did get more mainstream. But you know what? I think that was an evolution in the band.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't like a forced thing or anything.
No, it wasn't like an
that.
external thing being like, sell more records. It was
For
like,
sure.
okay, that's just how we're taking it.
Exactly. And I think things like that are great. And one other thing I want to say is that to the credit of everybody listening to metal,
Yeah.
again, going back to that, more people are more adventurous.
Mm-hmm.
It's people in general are changing.
Well, and they're
which
getting
makes
bored with the
metal.
mainstream, so they're
Yeah.
trying to create a new mainstream.
For sure, absolutely.
I
Or
yeah.
experiencing things that are already a culture. like metal.
That's
you know?
true.
Yeah.
It is sort of
No BS.
a world to sort of jump within. I think a big
Yeah.
thing now, like the availability of research you can do on the internet is like if next week, you know, like we were talking about, nobody's born hip or with the knowledge of a full musical genre. So it takes time, and there's a point where you're a poser, you know, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, it's more or less like a matter of maturity. if
Yeah, I
you will.
feel
matter
like
of maturity
poser
card,
might
yeah.
be the end of its days. I'm not
Yeah.
so sure that
Well, it's
poser
kind of
is
an
a
asshole
thing
term
anymore.
Well,
to
that's what I'm
begin
saying
with.
is there is no more posers. It's sort of we're all able to learn anything about any genre.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking at you,
and-
hip hop.
Exactly. I mean, hip hop's great. We should do a hip hop episode soon. But
We should.
with metal
Yeah,
music,
just
I
as
think for me, I think I need to get into it. I need to find my footing in there because, like you're saying, I do find the melodic stuff interesting. I do even like the really fucking brutal stuff, but I love shit like Motorhead. So like Motorhead
Great.
is a
Yeah,
band that's
good
like
name drop.
borderline like punk rock. You
Yeah.
know, like heavy punk rock mimics, I feel like Motorhead to some points. And that kind of, I love driving music. Anything that makes me want to like rev my engine and punch a wall, I'm into. And so I think that's some fun stuff. Any crazy moments? Both of you guys are old metal band people. Any crazy moments at any pits? What are some intense pits you've seen?
Our guitarist one day got his nose busted by our bassist and then went out and played a show with a broken nose.
Nice. Was
which
it
was pretty.
bleeding?
Oh yeah, everywhere,
That's
all over the
HWK
strings.
style.
It was pretty fucking badass.
That's pretty brutal. How about you,
Worth it when I'm
Keenan? Any,
suffering, huh?
did you ever eat jalapenos while playing guitar?
I will no, but I will tell you that wasn't a jalapeno.
What
That's
was it?
not what I was gonna tell you, but I'll tell you this now. That was a serrano.
Okay.
Let's
sorry.
go back though.
Sorry, Pepper people.
What I will tell you,
Pepper purists.
Yeah.
one time I saw the singer of a band. It was like, I was like 16, 17, something like that. We were in a VFW hall, and this guy, there was a very, very large man there.
Yeah.
Huge. And the singer was like, all right, everybody fucking mosh, you know, and threw down the mic and ran straight into this giant dude and went boom to the
Fell?
ground. The singer of the band. That was
Just
probably
like a
the
big
most
Just
wall
bite
incredible
it?
that's
thing.
knocked
Like-
back.
He bit it. It was probably the most incredible thing I've ever
That's
seen.
That's hilarious.
It ripped.
See, okay, so I love ska music. If I can divert
I
for
feel
a second.
that.
Let's say cultures though. Let's
It
talk
is
about
same
that. Same
cultures.
thing.
It's a deep like community of like
Yeah.
nobody gets this genre except the people that enjoy this genre. But with ska music, one of my great moments and one of the moments that made me realize I love music and I love ska music, or just I'm a musician or a music lover in general, is I'm at a Streetlight Manifesto concert. I'm 17. I'm in the pit, dancing my ass off, having fun. All of a sudden, this tough guy starts throwing bows, throwing elbows, getting tough. And I'm like, we're at a ska show. You don't throw elbows at a ska show. You just don't. So this giant shirtless guy comes in who was skanking, takes the guy who was throwing elbows, knocks him in the face
Hey.
hard as he can. The kid falls to the ground and just goes, "This is ska. We fucking dance here," and throws the guy. And I'm like,
Holy shit.
are you
I'm into
kidding
it.
me? I
That's
fucking love
badass.
ska music. Let's be happy and aggressive at
And
the
then
same
what I'll
time.
say is in the
Like the
metal
definition
scene,
of
ska.
if somebody gets thrown to the floor,
Yeah.
metal, they
You
pick
pick 'em
them
up.
up.
100%
it's
right.
got respect as
Yeah.
opposed to other territories that maybe are a little more violent.
It's like a Fight Club Light. I feel like a good mosh pit should be
Wow.
like
Yeah,
Fight
move
Club
over
Light.
Tyler Durden.
Tyler Durden, watch your fucking ass. That's what Carbia says. But yeah, so thank you guys both. Thank you, Bailey, for jumping in. We got much more on the show. We're going to hang out with you a little bit longer.